Hi everybody, it's Crystal. Excuse me, welcome to my channel. Bagoday Crochet. So today I just have some miscellaneous stuff to, talk about. Yarn and crochet stuff. It's what we do here. It's what we like. It's what we like. So I have a couple projects to show you. A little bit of yarn to show you. And a question I would value your opinion on. Alright. So, first thing I do want to talk about though is if you are participating in my Shawl along. I'm doing if you don't know about it, tons of people don't know about it. But if you do and you're participating in it, I'm going to tell you something. If you don't know about it, I'll put a link to the original video that talks about the supplies needed for this, and it shows you the shawl in its entirety. It's doesn't have any repeating rows or anything. It just talks about it. I've already dropped video 1 and 2 of the shawl. One gets dropped every 5 days. So today is 4/14 of 2024. So at midnight Central Standard Time, the 3rd video will drop, okay, for the shawl. But this is it. If you guys are participating, you already know what it looks like. If you're not, this is what it looks like if it's something that interests you. It's got tons of different stitches in it because that's how I like to roll. But anyways, look in the description box. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. It'll be the first comment for me. It'll link you to the very first video. It talks about the supplies. It's you can get caught up real easy. And I'll put the first video 1 and 2 in the description box. And remember, if you're following along, the 3rd video will drop the 15th Central Standard Time, which is me at midnight. Now, an update on this. I'm also, I do want to apologize for my, I mentioned this on Facebook, my lack of, that video, this crochet along was not up to par with my other tutorials, as I did not give the stitch count for every row. I'm sorry about that. But I did give the stitch count for the rows that were important. So what I've done is counting every row now. So if you look in as well in the description box, I have the stitch counts for each row now up until the last video, and then I'll have them for tomorrow's video as well. Okay, I'll have them for all of them, but yes, in case you didn't, yeah, that was my mistake that I didn't do that. But I did, where it was important that you needed to have the exact stitch count, I did mention that in the video. But if but I'll give you the stitch counts for all the rows. But don't, if you got it and it looks fine, don't worry about it, because I mean, like I said, I tell you where it's important to have the right stitch count and how you can kind of fudge it a little bit to make it have the right stitch count in case you didn't. But anyways, if you want to know the stitch counts for those first, 22 rows or something, those will be in the description. All right. So, and if you want to join the shawl along, it's not too late. And for those of you that are joining, remember, a video will drop at midnight, the 15th, which is tonight at Central Standard Time. Okay, enough with that. Let's talk about a couple of things that are finished that I have to show you. Number 1 is, okay, I'll have a tutorial for this, all right? So this is super pretty. I mean, gorgeous, gorgeous pretty. It is a very, very, very nice. I'm going to take off my jewelry here because this is made with 2/8 threads, 2/8, where 4 threads that are, I think it's 4, or I don't know, I can't remember, that are not spun. So you know how stuff gets tangled on that easy. Anyway, so look at this beautiful, gorgeous, very, very large wrap. Yeah, I will have a tutorial for this. Isn't that beautiful? It's so big. I can't even show you. Okay, so, oh my gosh. You don't have to make yours this big. Of course you don't, but this was a whole cake completed. So, like I said, I'm gonna finish the tutorial for this tonight. I didn't really get a good picture of it on my mannequin because it was really windy today, but you could use it as a beautiful wrap or a nice super scarf. But it's so lightweight. It's gorgeous. Isn't it pretty? It's so lightweight because it's made with remember, I don't know if you don't watch my video, you probably don't know, but it's made with a gradient cake. Isn't the gradient beautiful on it? From an Etsy seller that I did an unboxing from. I'll put a link to her shop below. Rena's Cakes or something, I can't remember, but I'll put that below. But it's a gradient blend gradient is what it is. It's it's 8 plies. 8 plies of cotton, 100% cotton. Now on here it was classified as a fingering weight, but we all just, whenever I unboxed it, we kind of all decided in the comments that we thought it was more of a 2 weight, like a sport weight. So but it does have about 1,400 yards in it. Oh, Rena's Thread and Crafts. She has a website, renasthreadsandcrafts.com, or I purchased mine on Etsy. She has an Etsy shop too. I bought a bunch of it and I showed everybody, and everybody's like, well, what are you going to make with it? Well, I got some stuff coming. Spring just started. Gotta get some time. So this was the first thing that was made with one of the cakes. Gorgeous. This isn't, remember, this is a whole cake in its entirety. You can use it as a long wrap, super scarf, whatever you use it as. It's extremely lightweight because it's, the 2-weight yarn. 2-weight. It's so pretty. And it's just like flinging over. It's casual enough that you could wear it casually, or I think it's dressy, and there's a stitch. Dressy enough that you can dress up something with it if you want. But yes, so look for a tutorial. I can't get over this. I was like flinging this over my shoulder. So pretty. But yeah, look for the tutorial for this probably tomorrow. I'll probably get it done tonight, so probably tomorrow. I'll probably drop it tomorrow in the middle of the night, maybe, or tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, sometime. I don't know how you wear these things because I don't wear them. But the size of this is like 84 across, and I think maybe 40 or 42 wide. But you don't have to make it that big, of course. But that's, that was the whole 1,400 yards of this beautiful gradient cake. So any of you that bought those cakes off of her, this is one project made with it, and I have another one being made with, getting made with another one. So, they're coming. So, yes, tutorial for this. Gorgeous? I would say so. I just don't know how to wear them. I mean, I don't know what to do with these. You call it, I guess I would just call it an oversized wrap or an oversized scarf, or, I don't know what you do. Anyways, I'm going to show you one more time how long it is on my arms, and then I'm going to move on. So, there you go. It's just beautiful. All right. So I'm going to take this off because, it's so lightweight. It's so nice because I don't know how to wear it, and I'm looking silly trying to figure out how to wear it. So, like I said, expect a tutorial for that probably on the 15th, or 15th, sometime, April 15th. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but if it's after the 15th, then there's already a tutorial on for that. You don't have to use that yarn though, all right? You can use different yarn. And then I finished my daughter's dress for Gary's, my friend Gary from Urban Yarns. Please check him out. He's having like a make-along. And I never participate, like crochet along type thing. Well, make-along. It's like a mood board thing. You'll have to go to his website. I explained it before, but he explains it much better than me. Urban Yarns. Please check out Gary. He's one of my favorite YouTube channels, and I never miss one of his videos. He's a remarkable man, and I just love every single thing about him. I adore him. He is so creative. Much better crocheter than me, and he knits as well and does all kinds. He's just fabulous. Anyways, he's having something on his site where I guess it's kind of like a crochet along, but it's like a make along. You can make anything that you want. You know what I mean? You don't have to follow, like with the shawl along, my crochet along, you follow along with the videos that I put out. With this is different. You can make whatever you want, and then I'll put the link to the video below. That's why I don't do crochet alongs, because I made my own stuff. I don't really want to follow anybody. I don't follow anybody else's crochet alongs because, I'm just making my own stuff. But I thought, since Gary's having this, and you can make whatever you want, you can make your own design or use someone else's, I'm just going to make up my own design for Gary's. So I finished it. I just got to send it my email, or my whole thing completed over to Gary. You have until the 30th to get everything over to him, and then he makes a big slideshow of everybody's stuff. So super excited. So for my make along for Gary, I had mentioned I was doing my daughter's dress. I finished it. Now I'll show you about it, and I'll put a picture of her wearing it on the screen here in just a second. So this is what it is. It has a beautiful, beautiful fade. Super, super duper ruffly. I mean, it's ruffled to the max. It's gorgeous. She looks gorgeous in it. Of course, she's my daughter. Of course, I'm going to say that, but yes. So I did finish it. Now, as you can see, it's super, super ruffled out. It's a pink fade, very Victorian pink fade. Now, I want to talk about the yarn and everything. I think I might have already talked about it, but this is finished. Here, let me put a picture on the screen right now of what she looks like in it right here. That's my beauty queen. That's my beauty queen. Okay, that's my daughter Evelyn, my youngest. She turned 8 at the very end of December. Anyways, so this was actually going to have okay, I'll tell you what it is. I always make her dresses because she loves me to crochet her dresses. She loves it. She's like the only one in my family that really appreciates it. And she tells me what she wants it to look like, and then I make it. And then she helps me like along the way. Like, she'll come look at my progress and tell me if like she likes what I'm doing or if there's something that she wants me to change, right? So she kind of helps design it in her own way, like she tells me like I want it to look like this. So I try to get a vision of what she's envisioning in my head, and then I start to crochet it. And then she'll come in and check it out, and she'll be like, yeah, that's okay. Or she'll be like, can you change this or this? So that's kind of the way it goes with her, because she's 8 now. So she helps her mom along and tells me what she wants. Well, initially she wanted me to make 20 of these flowers, right? There's 5 different colors of pink here. Yeah. And she wanted 4 flowers of each color. And then she wanted a diamond button in the middle, and she called it a flower. It was going to be a flower belt, like around here. And we were going to put them in some type of, order from darkest to lightest, all the way around to the back. Well, she decided against that once I had about half of them sewed on. So that's okay. Mom does what her baby wants. So I carefully took them out, and she decided that she would just prefer it to be plain, that these were just too much. And I would say I would have to agree with her. But I just did what she wanted. She wanted the flower belt. I thought it looked cute, what I was doing. And then, you know, I got about half of them sewed on. She said, "Can I try that on?" I'm like, "Sure." So we tried it on, and she did a little spin around it, and she's like, "It's too much, Mom. Take those off." And then she left. I'm like, "Where's my scissors?" So, you know, it's kind of hard to get that stuff off once you sew them on, you know. But I got them off, and she tried it on afterwards, and yes, she likes it. She was happy with it. And for those of you who ask, she does wear slips under her dresses. This one really isn't particularly see-through. Maybe a bit right there, but actually when she's wearing it, it kind of crunches up. You can't, but she wears slips underneath most of her dresses, especially the lacy ones. People will ask me sometimes, and you can get those on Amazon. Really, you know, ones that aren't hot or anything. So, yes, so finished. Looking pretty, fits her to a T. She wears a size 6 in clothing, so the one that you see on her is a size. This would fit. This is for like a size 6. Now, I do not have a tutorial for this. I did not record this. This is something I made special for Gary's make along, and I made it. You know, I just made it for my daughter. Now, I'll show you the yarn that I used. I do make my daughter dresses all the time because she likes them. And, you know, she helps. I like the fact that she helps me, you know, with the process of tell me what she wants and stuff like that. It's kind of like what we do, you know. But I don't do tutorials on them anymore. Because I got, you know, I just decided that I didn't want to do that anymore for some certain reasons. I'm going to set this down here real quick. I'll talk about the yarn that I used. Remember, I don't have a tutorial for this. I won't have a tutorial for that, all right? So if you email me asking, or if you ask in the comments, I won't change my mind. I'm not making a tutorial on that. I don't like to make the same thing twice. And in order for me to make a tutorial on that, I would have to size it for different sizes. I would have to make the bodice all over completely and half of the skirt, because the skirt gets larger halfway down. So I would have to show you how to do that and everything. And each of those ruffle rolls took me 2 hours to make. So, and there's 10 of them. So I don't want to do it again. But I will show you the yarn I used. So the yarn I used was from, it's hand dyed. This is one reason why I don't do tutorials on my daughter's dresses anymore. Because generally when I make something for my daughter, I will use a hand dyed yarn or a very nice Pima cotton or Mako cotton. And I always get a bunch of flack for that because they're like, "Oh, it's gonna outgrow them." But you know, I save everything that I've ever made for my daughter. I have it all. I save it for her in case she has a daughter of her own one day. So it's not like I'm just like making it and she's outgrowing it in a month and then I'm like just giving it, you know. I'm not. I keep it. I keep it all. I have all of it from the very first dress I made her out of thread when she was born. I have all of it. Now I'll always keep them all. But anyways, but people's always got to say stuff. So anyways, this is made from Shandy from Expression Fiber Arts. She's become my new hand dyed. I love her hand dyed yarns. I love them and they're so beautiful. So this was made with her luster worsted weight yarn. Now I know that dress looks heavy. It's not heavy. Me and my daughter was talking about that. I was telling her that I was thinking maybe it would be heavy. And then I said some people thought maybe it'd be heavy. But in the end it wasn't heavy. We weighed it and she tried it on and she said she loved it and it's not heavy at all. So it looks heavy but it's not. The reason why it's not heavy is because it's made with wool. Wool is wool is, I mentioned this too, but a lot of people probably won't believe me, but it is true. Wool is actually cooler in the summer than cotton or bamboo, and it's lighter. It's not as heavy. But don't get me wrong, I use cotton and bamboo in the summer as well, but I like to use wool too because it is cooler. In the end, it is. But I use both. And this is actually a wool blend. This is a 50% superwash, sorry about my clock, merino, and then 50% lyocell. And it's a 4-way. And the color that I used was called, that. Megastine. I can't pronounce it. I think it's a fruit, isn't it? Hues. I actually have this same color, but in a 2-way yarn. I think it's a 2-way. Not the shiny stuff. It's a different yarn. But thinking about making something with it. But anyways, yeah, so her dress turned out nicely. Now, I know a lot of people wanted me to do a tutorial on that dress when they saw it. But, you know, I was already past the point that I could do a tutorial on it when I first showed it, you know. I was already, I couldn't backtrack. It was already done. I was past the point of no return, you know. I couldn't take it out and do a tutorial on it. But this is what I used. And, you know, so I don't even know how much it took. I had 10 hanks of it, but, and there's 200 yards a hank, but I didn't use all 10 hanks. Probably a hank and, I don't know what it took. Maybe 1,200 yards, maybe. Something like that. Yeah. 13. That's not bad for a dress that has that many ruffles. I could have been a little bit more now, but something like that. Anyway. That's done with. That's her width. It's gorgeous. I love it. I think it turned out really nice. It did take me a while because, like I said, I did start it with a Reglan style neck, took it out. We didn't like it, and then she decided she wanted to double up the ruffles, so I thought that'd be cool too. But then once I started realizing it was taking me 2 hours to ruffle roll, it wasn't that cool anymore. But what my baby wants, my baby gets. Anyways, that's finished. Yes, but I just wanted to show you because some people ask if they could see a picture of her in it when it was finished. Yes, I did decide I was going to make a white cardigan with it. I decided against that. She decided she didn't want that. She was happy with it. She's happy with it. She's happy, I'm happy. That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. All right. Now, I know that, just one second here. I'm going to get a drink. Okay. Back to the dresses that I make for my daughter. I said I don't make them anymore. I haven't made any. It's been a few years. The last dress I think I put on for her. And I wouldn't mind sharing the dresses that I can't do that one, of course, because it's done. I can't do that one. I wouldn't mind sharing the dresses sometimes that I make for my daughter. If you just have to remember that I always use those types of yarns on my daughter's dresses, but that's never the yarns that you have to use. Remember that. I say that in every video, that you never have to use the yarns that I use. Don't think that you have to, because you don't. Just because I choose to use, a hand-dye merinos or a finer Pima on my daughter's dresses does not mean that you have to. I use only brand Pima too. And there's nothing wrong with that on her dresses. It really just depends. But a lot of times, I won't lie, I will use hand-dyed yarns on her dresses and stuff like that because that's what I like to do. But yeah, if I do decide to start putting tutorials on her dresses, the sizes, I can't do tons of sizes because then I have to start changing the shape of the dress, and that's hard to explain in the video. But I could probably do sizes like 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, how do the sizes go? 6, 7, and then 8, 9, maybe a 10, 12, something like that. That's probably what I could do. I have dresses though already on my channel for 6 and 7. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I do. And 4 and 5 and stuff like that. But I think 7 is the highest I go for any dresses on my channel. But enough of that about that dress. Okay, I have some yarn to show you. Yeah. But first, I'm going to be doing another, I like to do these fancy shawls. I'm not doing a tutorial on it. I do these all the time, but I do them on my spare time. Like shawls with tons of different stitches in them. Very eclectic shawls. I like to do those because I only did this because people asked me if I would do one, and I did one. The reason why I don't do them is because you can see I had to make it a crochet along because it's a 7-hour crochet tutorial. That's a 7-hour crochet tutorial. That was like a lot. That's a lot more time than 7 hours that I took crocheting that. I can, you know what I mean? Just because the tutorial was only 7 hours, you know, I stopped the tutorial and then I finish out the rows, and I have to crochet a lot slower in the video and explain it. You know what I mean? And I don't mind doing that. I didn't mind doing that for that shawl, but I don't want to do it all the time because I can knock these shawls out pretty fast if I, you know, if I don't have to record and teach at a slower pace. You know what I mean? Like if I can just, you know, I sit here sometimes in silence. I like to crochet in silence, and I can knock those shawls out really fast because I'm not having to go at a slow pace to teach. You know what I mean? And I'm not having to sit under hot lights and record. It's very hard for me. It is looking through a camera and trying to see your stitches gives me, you know, and after a while gives me a headache. But I didn't mind doing that one. But the next one, you know, I like to do them because they keep I mentioned before, it helps keep my mind sharp on doing a bunch of different stitches in shawls, and then you know, helps me keep all the multiples I know memorized. So that's why I like to do them. But I'm going to do another one. You know, it won't be like tutorial wise, but yeah, I can always show you when I'm done if you want to see it. But don't, you know, I won't do a tutorial for it because, as I mentioned, I can knock them out real fast if I don't have to do tutorials on them. Tutorials, if I have to, they're just too long and no one will watch them, and people will think they're too hard. It's just, trust me, it's not worth it. But I'm going to start another one because, like I said, I enjoy doing them. I generally do them on my, you know, after I finish one, I'll usually start up another one quick, like afterwards. You know, just so I can always keep all the stitches in my head, and it's just fun for me to do those type of things. See what I can make it look like with, like I said, very eclectic with many different stitches. So I had 2 yarns that I was going to choose from. I was either going to use this Sheep Geese Whirligig in this beautiful blue sapphire color. Yeah, it's a gradient. Sapphire is my birthstone. It's a 3-weight alpaca wool blend. Super nice yarn. Super nice yarn. I love this. I have a shawl I made out of it. That's actually what started it. I made one out of this, different color though, for my animal shelter auction, and I showed people, and they got really excited about it, and they wanted me to do a tutorial on it. Or I wouldn't do a tutorial on that because it was a one of a kind. Plus, it was already done, and I don't make the same thing twice. Very rarely. But they said that if I was trying to explain how long of tutorials those would be, and someone mentioned that I could make it a crochet along, so that's why I did this one into a crochet along. It's not anything. I'm not gonna make these shawls all the time for tutorials, but like I said, I do them for fun. I was gonna ask one question. I was gonna ask you in the comments what you think. Which yarn do you like better? Do you like this gradient kick with you know, a light blue to dark blue sapphire? I guess I don't even know what the shawl is going to look like, so I can't tell you that because I make them up as I go. I have no idea at all what stitches I'll use. Or I can use some yarn that I got from Shandy from Viber Expressions. Again, this is Beacon DK. I think it's so pretty. I've never used this one. It's 25% baby camel, 25% mulberry silk, and 50% Elias silk. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This pack, this was a pack. It's called Mossy Hues. So it's got a purplish blue in it, I guess. And I don't want to open a pack in case you guys think I should use the other one. I don't want to open it. A couple different colors of green and then a tan. This was a pack of 4. Well, I like to use 6 or 7 different colors when I don't use a gradient in a shawl. So I added 2 more. So I added a lighter tan and a black to go with it. And I know some of you might not think that those go well, but that's okay because I think they match really well. So this is actually charcoal, abyss, and this one is, I don't even know, can't pronounce it, beige net. Okay. So anyways, would you use that gradient cake or 66 colors of this DK away? It's shiny. Like I said, that's like a purple, like a periwinkle, I guess. More purple than it is blue. Purple never shows up on my camera for some reason. I don't know. A couple different colors of green, a couple different colors of tan, and a black. I love the colors together. I think that this was the pack, you know, that went together, and I threw these 2 with it. And I know it's not everybody's style, but it's mine, and I like it. So, what do you think for my next eclectic mini shawl and mini stitches? Would you use these 7 or these 6 colors, or would you go with the straight up gradient? I can't decide. I can't. You know, it's a toss up between these 2. I don't mind sewing in ends either, if that's like, you know, I have to sew in ends with that one. I don't mind that. But here's the gradient, like I said, light blue. And I did get the extra dark blue cake because I know that I won't have enough of this. Shikekis or whatever it's called. Sheep cheese. Whatever. Everybody tells me how to pronounce it, but everybody says something different. I even listen on the internet how to pronounce it, and everybody says something different. They know how to make money by making that last color into a separate cake. Anyways, let me know. What would you do for another shawl mini stitches? That gradient, or would you use the 6 colors of the fiber expression? I mean, both of them are going to be made into shawls eventually. Which one do I start with next? I don't know. You guys let me know. Okay, and then I was going to show you a little bit of yarn. Now, don't get upset, okay? Some people get upset about this. Please don't. It is yarn from Shandy. It is hand-dyed yarn. That is not all that I buy. Some people think that all I buy is hand-dyed expensive yarns. That is not true. My last yarn video was a big box store yarn that I got from Yarn Inspirations. I just showed that last time. I have a bunch of ice yarn I want to show you too, and her yarn and other hand-dyed yarns, just Keith yarn and stuff, that's not all I buy. I like to buy those people's yarns because I like to support small businesses, but when I can, but I do use big box store yarn all the time. So I mean, and I show it all the time. But you know, I know a lot of people, they like to look at this yarn too. Not everybody does, but some people do. Quite a few people actually do. Anyway, I'll show you what I got from her. You know how I mentioned that my hand hadn't been hurting anymore? Well, Bagoday, I told you decided I would just try some smaller weight yarn. So she had this pack here, which I think will be a dress for my daughter. Maybe. I haven't decided yet. But it is called Boda Hues. It's her Oasis fingering weight yarn. Yeah, fingering. It's 50 camel, 50 mulberry silk. Now, the reason why I tried this is because someone told me that I should try it. I don't think it's bad, though, for a fingering. Truthfully. It's super soft. It's really nice. So, it just is it. I don't think that's bad at all. It's probably doable for me, especially if my daughter likes it and she wants a dress made out of it. It'll be But there's 1,500 yards total here. And that'll be enough to do a dress for my daughter. Or if I, you know, I can make something else out of it. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know what I'll do. My daughter may not pick that. I know she likes pink, but she might not like the other colors that are with that. But I got that. And then I got this, which my daughter does want a dress made out of this. She picked the colors. So this will be a dress for my daughter as well. It's Expression Fibers Arts. It is called, ooh, that's what it is. It's 69 Peruvian Pima cotton and 31 Elias. So there's the hook size. I will be using a G hook on that. So they're saying it's a fingering. It's very soft. It's very nice, like a nice soft Pima. It's what it feels like. So yes, this is definitely be a dress for my daughter. This one is a little thinner than this other fingering. I just hope that I can do it. I guess it's not. It's not the same, isn't it? But yeah, she wanted a dress out of this. This color is called Heidi. So it's kind of a blue. And then a light blue, which is called Emily. And then she picked up this cream, which is called Kimberilla. So I'll have to see what she has in mind, her thoughts on that. I'm going to imagine that she's going to want the top a solid color, more than likely, and a skirt of these two together. But like I said, you know, she tells me what she wants and I do it. She checks on it and tells me if I need to do something different. This yarn is really pretty. It's soft. You can see that little shine in it. That's the dullness of it is the caught Pima, and that shiny strand that's running through it is that lyocell. See that? Yeah, that's really nice. Like I said, it feels like a really nice soft Pima. I just hope that I can use that fingering weight. It's so pretty. I can't believe she chose blue. But yeah, we'll see what she has in mind for that. And then I got this. This is the last one. To make a wrap out of something. A tutorial for some type of wrap. You don't have to use this. You don't have to use this yarn. Remember, any of my tutorials, you don't have to use the yarn I use. You use any yarn you want, okay? As long as it's the same weight that I'm using, unless I say otherwise, use whatever you want. But I got this to do a tutorial for a wrap. It's from Shandy as well. It's what is this one? This is her Mirage sport weight, so 2 weight. It's 70% super wash merino and 10% baby camel and 10% cashmere, 10% silk. Super nice yarn. 320 meters or 350 yards per hank. Hook size D to F. I might bypass those hook sizes and go up to a G on that. More than likely I will. I'll try and see, but more than likely I will. But this would be her sport weight. Is that what it is? Yeah, 2 weight. So I think that's just fine for a 2 weight. I think that's a nice 2 weight. It's super pretty, super soft. I got this actually too. Someone told me I need to try this one, so that's why I got it. So someone told me to try the Mirage and the Oasis, so that's why I got this listening to my peeps here. And then I seen this, and I never seen it on her site before, and I showed Evelyn, and she picked out some colors for a dress, so that's why I got that. But anyways, I got this one in burgundy, and then I don't know if it's gonna match. It's gonna be variegated. I'm gonna try to do a solid and a mixed color together for some type of wrap. And this one is called Purple Haze. You guys think it's gonna go? Let me pop off that label. I think that it's going to, let me pop off that label. I know it looks like now that it won't, but as always, my camera sucks. And that is actually a little bit of burgundy down here. That's almost the same, but a little bit darker. I think that I can make it work out. Let me open this up and check it out. I'm going to see if I can get a gist of what it's going to look like. Yeah. So this would be, I'll do a wrap with it, probably with I'll use this part of it. I kind of have it envisioned what I want to do. Like I said, I'll make a tutorial. This will be more, you know, the part of it that I use stitches that you could probably, you know, with definition. And this I would use in between the rows of this, maybe using a simpler stitch, some type of lacy stitch that's, or not like real lacy, not like open lace, but maybe a little lacy, or maybe not even lacy at all, maybe something simple like the moss stitch, or you know, something like, I don't know, linen stitch or moss stitch, not the linen stitch, the I don't know, you know, just a simple stitch that this, because when you use this is going to be pretty busy, and you're going to want to use a simple stitch. So I'll break up the that solid burgundy with this, which will be variegated, with a simple. So yeah, I'll use the solid as a you know, for stitch definition, and then I'll break it up with this one. I think that will be just fine. I like it. I think it'll work out. I hope. I know it may not look like it, but I'm rolling with it because I bought it and I ain't buying it again. All right, I think that's all that I had to show you today. Yeah, it is. So remember, Shawl Along drops, today's the 14th. It drops tonight, Central Standard Time, my time, midnight. It's the third video. If you don't know anything about it, I'll put all the info below in the description box. No tutorial for my daughter's dress, but I don't know. This wrap, gradient wrap, I will have a tutorial for this tomorrow on the 15th of April of 2024. You don't have to use this yarn, and you can make it as big or small as you'd like. All right, tutorial for that. And all the stitch counts for the shawl up to date will also be in the description box. And I showed you the yarn and what I have planned on doing with it. Oh yeah, and let me know in the comments on my next eclectic shawl of mini stitches, which one should I roll with? The 6 colors of the shiny hand dye, or this gradient. I could roll with either, it doesn't matter. Like I said, they'll both be made into shawls and mini stitches eventually. It's just which one do I start on tonight? That is the question. All right, I'm gonna go. I think I showed you everything I wanted to show you. Yep. Yep. Remember, look for the tutorial for that wrap tomorrow. And I'm gonna show you the ice yarn I got soon. So, oh, and I got some yarn coming from a fiber mill. What that you guys might want to see. You might be interested in seeing that. That's it. Bye, everybody.